Go ahead.
Holding conversation is hard. It is hard. If you don't know how to do it, then you either learn it or you try to come up with activities instead. It's pretty obvious in that sense. However, I prefer to be able to have conversations, but it's not easy to have conversations if not schooled. It's just like that.
Yeah, especially with Gen Z because they're more online than ever. So many didn't even learn like basic social skills.
Message game taking over right there. But yeah, it first becomes harder. Like even a good few years ago, parents were noticing that kids were becoming less social. Like I got a 4-year-old daughter and she's like so fixated on a Kindle. And maybe it wasn't such a good idea giving her one, but makes my parenting job easier, I suppose, in some sad way that kind of doesn't bring about the real goodness, but keeps them entertained. But as long as it's not abused too much, I suppose.
Well, you guys have it tough though, because the kids are really, I mean, she's young, but like when they get older, they're really left out if they don't have the electronic stuff. Like I asked my
So,
youngest sister and they all talk on Snapchat. Like that's how they're and she said you wouldn't get invited to anything if like that's just how the teenagers now they all like they have group chats. Like that's just I know it kind of had a different connotation from when I was younger, but for them it's just how they talk.
yeah, I was at a small little party a few weeks ago here in Peru, and one guy there has a daughter like 7 years old maybe, and she broke her leg. And the doctor said that kids are breaking their legs more easily these days because they're not hurting themselves anymore because they're hurting their eyes instead with the
Uh
screens. Well, not,
yeah.
not necessarily hurting their eyes, but they're not touching the ground. They're not going outside and climbing trees and falling off the trees. So when they do go to a playground, much less often than we ever did, then they're more likely to break their bones because they're not used to it.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.